Hey, how you doing there again, folks? Me again, of course, Brandon Wenzel. Come back at you, another offering off my sampler platter. Yes, indeed, folks, sampler video series videos I've been doing for a little while now. I go over there, try out food and drink items. I eat stuff, I drink stuff, then folks, I'm going to talk about the stuff. I'm going to let you know all that you need to know about hopefully delicious stuff. That time I'm doing this, folks, I'm not going to lie. It is February, and I have to have my window open for it to be cool in my car. That is the weather that we're dealing with right now, man. It is. I actually left an item. I was going to review something. I left it out in my truck. I bought it yesterday, left it out in my truck, and I was like, whatever, man. It's still pretty chilly out. It should be fine. Came in, nope, melted. It's like, But anyway. Folks, it's a super simple format. I'm going to go over there. I'm going to try out food and or drink items for you. Whilst I'm doing so, I'm yammering around about it for a bit. Whilst I'm doing all that, I'm inside the truck. And whilst I'm doing all that, folks, I'm wearing a super cool shirt. And folks, when I wear super cool shirts, I always like to highlight the super cool shirt. What super cool shirt am I wearing today? Well, folks, it's a brand new one because I literally just got it yesterday. Boom! It is one of my Dope shirts. Woo! Which, if you're unfamiliar, Dope is a band. They have been around since, I believe, like the mid-90s. They got started out in New York. Eventually, for a while, they actually were headquartered in Illinois. And I kind of consider them a little bit of a local band. You know, I'm kind of grandfathering them in. In fact, at one point in time, supposedly, they were operating out of a town that I was basically living in. And I kept hoping like I'd run into them, but I never did. I love these guys, though. I've been a big fan of theirs ever since high school, and I've just kept going with it. Last night, they were performing. They were on tour with Seven Dust and Static X. I just fucking loved it. Had to grab a shirt. Also got some videos of their performances. Those videos are on this channel as well, because aside from food stuff, I also just post up concert videos that I go to. Anyway, what am I trying for you today, folks? What are we doing here? There's nothing to do with Dope or anything like that, but I just needed to get to it because it's been in my fridge for a little bit. Boom! It's this! With the light and such. What is this? This is Cafe Suoda. And it's saying it is Vietnamese coffee. Apparently of the traditional variety. Can I get a thing? I don't know, man. The lighting is awful. Ha 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 ha! Ha 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 ha! That is what it is. The OG Vietnamese iced coffee, we're going to shake it up while we're reading, using Robusta beans and condensed milk, our authentic ready-to-drink coffee is perfect balance of strong and sweet. Saying its creation of the first-generation Vietnamese American, whose mission is to share flavors and traditions of her native country through delicious Vietnamese treats. It's non-GMO, gluten-free, barista quality, 220 milligrams of caffeine. God damn. Okay. I think I got this at Target, maybe? I don't actually remember, but it was one of those things where I was looking through my fridge and I was like, I need to get to that, because that's a coffee thing. But I think that should be fine. Yeah. Well, that tasted good. Open it up. Let's give it a go. Yeah, that's proper. That's proper. I like that a lot, actually. Yeah, okay. So if you watch my channel long enough, you know, I'm not a huge, coffee person. I'm a coffee-adjacent person. What that means is, I'm fine with coffee as a flavor, but I'm going to need you to throw some crap into it. I can't, just black coffee, not for me. But I'm not against coffee as a flavor. I think it's a nice flavor when it's blended with stuff. I was a little bit worried, what with this being the traditional flavor. I was like, oh crap, man, is this just going to be black coffee? But no, they went over there, they've got it blended with some, as they were saying, some condensed milk, so it's a little bit creamy, a little bit sweet. Not so sweet, though, that it's overriding the coffee flavor. Actually, the coffee flavor is very nice as well. Because the thing is, with coffee as a flavor, it's perfectly fine, but it's one, and I mean, I know there's people who are big coffee fans who be like, bah, 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 bah. Coffee, if you're just drinking it straight, it's kind of a relatively one-note experience. I know there is more to it than that, but it's a lot of bitterness, And I know, again, not all coffees are the same. Okay. Dial it back. But that's kind of what, the experience is. And that's where I run into problems, because bitterness is not one of my favorite flavors. But if you go over there and pair it with things to contrast, well, folks, you watch my channel, you know I love contrasting flavors. So for me, when you go over there and you compare, or when you go over there and you pair it with something to kind of offset it a little bit, it's nice. You get that contrast. That's what you have with this. You still have some of that bitterness from the coffee, and it's not like terribly bitter or anything, but it's got that hit of coffee bitterness. But then it's also creamy, it's also sweet, and so it's actually a very nice drink. Now, how it would compare to like traditional Vietnamese coffee, I have no idea. The closest I could come to this in terms of like somewhat region and flavor profile would be like a Thai iced tea. There's almost a little bit of a note of that, which maybe that's the condensed milk aspect. I don't know if that's actually what they use in Thai iced tea. I just know I love Thai iced tea. It's delicious. But no, I actually like this quite a bit. It's very tasty. I think it does a nice job of being a coffee drink without being a dessert drink, and especially as a canned coffee, because canned coffees are, it's obviously not going to be as proper as like the real deal stuff. But in this case, it actually holds up really well. I don't know how like proper super coffee people would, be about it, but for me, as just a generic ass layman from the fucking Midwest, I like it. Yeah. Like I said, it's got nice contrasting flavors, a little sweet, not overly sweet. Like, it's not like a sweet drink. It's really good. Like, genuinely, I like this a lot. But, two questions have to be asked. Would I get it again? Would I recommend it? Provided I can remember where the hell I got it from, yeah, I actually think yes and yes. I think in both instances. I think for me personally, I drink an okay amount of canned coffee. Not a lot, but, a lot of times I work weird hours and stuff like that, so it can be beneficial to have some caffeinated stuff. I mean, this has got 220 milligrams of caffeine, so, please just be aware. Don't be like those fucking idiots who are trying to sue Panera Bread because they couldn't be fucked to go over there and read some shit. Sorry, I have no sympathy for those people. But I did a video on that, by the way. That was like I don't even remember what it was called anyhow. But anyway. But no, yeah, man, I think that I would go over there, I would occasionally add this into my roster of late night drinks. Gives me a nice little boost, plus it's tasty. I'm down with that. And I think in terms of recommending it, I don't think it's going to go over there and like change your entire mindset on however you perceive coffee, but I think it's a nice coffee drink. And even just in its traditional flavoring, I think it's something that most people could kind of get behind. Like for me, again, I'm not a big coffee guy, but it works in that capacity. It's, it's got enough shit in it to kind of dial back the coffee aspect that I'm down with it. And I think even if you were more of a coffee person, I think the coffee flavor is actually nice anyway. So I think it's kind of the best of both worlds. I actually like it a lot. But anyway, 5 things before I get out of here. Have yourself a great rest of your day, spectacular rest of the week, monumental rest of your month, stupendous rest of your folks. Go over there, have yourselves a truly Vietnamese coffee-tastic rest of your life, I guess. I mean, it's not something I would have thought of beforehand, but there you go. Final 2 things. Number 1, try to bring some positivity in the world. It's not always possible. It is, however, always appreciated. But what do you do if you can't do it all the time? I know I can't do it all the time. Here's what you gotta do, folks. Try not to be an asshole. Folks, it's not always the easiest thing in the world to not be an asshole. Trust me. I know it. I live it. I'm out there every day with you in it. Especially after the show last night. It was an amazing show, but there were some dickbags in the crowd. And unfortunately, and I promise one day maybe I'll do it tonight. I'm going to try to do it tonight. I plan to do a series called Concert Confessions that talks about like my concert experiences and stuff. And I might have to go into this one, man, because boy, oh boy, was it just stupid ass people, man. Just stupid ass people. Oh, and it was one of those things where it's like, take a step back, try to mitigate the level of assholishness in our lives, hopefully do better for ourselves, and for those around us. Very final thing, folks, do the thing. Whatever the thing is for you, that's what I want you to go out and do. Folks, maybe you're going to go over there, maybe you're going to try yourself out some Sang Vietnamese coffee, and maybe you actually know what the fuck you're talking about with coffee stuff. Maybe you're like Coffee McGee. And, you know, you're over there and you're like, well, actually, it has notes of blah, 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 and blah, 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 blah. Fair. Again, not a coffee expert, not even trying to proclaim that I'm not a fucking expert on a goddamn thing. I can genuinely say that. I know certain things I know a lot about, but definitely not an expert on any of them. And definitely not coffee. Definitely not Vietnamese coffee. But if there are things about it that I missed that you personally feel I should have highlighted in some way, please feel free to go over there and comment, let me know. And, you know, you don't even have to be an expert in that regard. You know, if you just try it and you have a different experience than what I described, please always feel free to go over there and, you know, let me know. Because, like, it's cool for me to learn this stuff. Because that's part of it, you know. Like, yeah, it's me just giving my opinion, but I also get to learn stuff a lot of times. And that's really cool. Anyway, folks, like I said, maybe I'll do the concert confessions thing tonight. Maybe I'll finally get off my ass and do it. We'll see. Anyway, bye.